All right, we live.
Hey, we've in this thing once again.
What up, though?
back like back like we never left.
What's up? What up, though, everybody? TCP once again. Maya the B.
Confessions the poet.
And for those that don't know it, that's TCP, the Constipated Poets, because we always got shit to say.
And we always talking shit.
Same difference. I mean, anyway,
Same for
we,
the and we always give a disclaimer. This listen, we talk the way we talk. We're respectful, but at the same time we're adults. So, we keep it clean, but you're going to hear a little bit of profanity every now and then. It's okay. Sometimes we have to say shit. Sometimes we gotta shit. See, here I
um,
go.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm raw. I'm unfiltered. So,
So we gonna and not only that though, with the way that we express ourselves too, and that's how we started. That's how we got the name. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's the way that we express ourselves. It isn't just so vulgar. But today we are talking about. Of course, we do poetry therapy. That's what we like to call it. And
Yes.
today we are talking about reclaim. What it is to reclaim. So we're gonna go ahead and start with Maya. Give us your definition on what it means to reclaim.
Reclaim, and that's reclaim yourself. What is reclaim yourself?
Hmm.
And when I think about that, reclaiming yourself, that's like discovering who you are, finding yourself again. You know, a lot of times we lose track of who we are, we're meant to be in the chaos of life.
Yeah.
You know, I think we get confused on what paths we take in life and if we've made the right choices and stuff. You know what I mean? And so and then we end up on those paths and then we kind of second guess ourselves. Is this the path that I'm meant to take? You know, and we're like, should I have taken this one over here, or can I switch to this one right now, or where I'm at right now? You know, and so and sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you're meant to walk this certain path right here at this time in life, and then you jump to another one
Beautiful.
to you know what I mean. And
See,
you can do.
how did we get the infinite
There's
amount
no
of choices to choose?
Yeah,
Choose.
yeah. There's no rules that say you can't jump paths in the middle of life, you
But
know.
since we're on the subject of reclaiming, since we're saying that, we're saying that with all light and love. But in order to reclaim something, I mean, you had to have either misplaced it, lost it, or were just simply not aware of something that you even have to reclaim with that empowerment within yourself. Um, I lost my trail of thought, Maya.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna go ahead and you want me to go ahead and spit this poem that made me think of this in the first place, and then we can go ahead and
Which one
break
was
it
this?
down. This is the poem whenever I thought of this reclaim yourself. This is the poem that I wrote about reclaiming yourself. And
Okay,
so I can
so
go
this
ahead
is
and
this is basically you spitting your therapy of what reclaim is to you.
yeah, this is what I was thinking about whenever I was thinking about you know
Okay,
reclaiming myself. This
yeah,
is
let's
this is
go.
this is to me. Everybody may be different, but
Period.
as far as myself, this is
Let's
whenever I
go.
was talking to myself about reclaiming myself.
Let's go.
Born, torn, nowhere to run. Every string that's attached is another stitch come undone. Dreams become hope, and hope is like stars that fall through the night like tears off prison bars. Authority is the teacher and the student submits. But if you cast lightning into the clouds, there's bound to be mist, bound to be chaos, bound to be pain. But what was taken from me, I've come to reclaim, take back and regain offense. I'ma start playing defense. I'ma make it make sense. I can't forget the past tense, but henceforth, I'ma keep these doors open to explore. You're welcome to try to restore my faith in humanity, but that sanity just ain't there anymore.
Hmm.
I hide in plain sight by speaking in metaphors. You ain't got the ability to see the real in me. All my life, I've kept my eyes where you could see, but you could never see me. Try to make me who you want to be, but you could never be me. Alone in a crowded world, feeling like a dog, friends with his flea. But I'd rather attach myself to isolation than embrace toxicity. I'ma reclaim me. And you no longer gotta love me for me to love myself. This second place trophy, take it off my shelf. You think that you know me, but that kid done left. I committed suicide about 5 times and nobody knew. Kept resetting my life and came back a Nintendo Switch 2. Sometimes I feel like I was born with cheat codes. I don't think I'm invisible to death, just playing hopscotch on crossroads. Praying God give me goals to reach. I know I ain't a saint, but I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I was born with this poetry brewing. Did the world get in my way for a purpose? Like it's trying to give us a testament for a story to surface. But was it worth it? I was born with power holding a pen. When I learned to write, that's when my life began. Poetry always been in me. I did a 360 shooting off years without an aim. 40 years, I'll never get back again. I'm not the same, but it's in me that I've come to reclaim.
Let's go, Maya DB. Let's go, Maya. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What
Yeah, yeah.
was the main thing in that spoken word that you reclaimed?
So, uh, so it's like, we've had some conversations before, and it's like, I was ever since, I think about it, people's been like, how long you been writing poetry? How long? Ever since I can think about it, I've always written poetry ever since I've learned how to write, as a child. I've always written poetry. And it was like I was literally like born with that gift. And I am kind of surprised a little bit that I didn't follow that path in my life. I didn't follow that direction, and follow that art that was gifted to me. I went off and I just you know, graduated high school, joined the military, you know, got deployed twice, got out the military, became, got into law enforcement, met my husband, had kids, you know, working administration and
So during all of that time, you
yeah.
never stopped writing.
No, I didn't come back to it until like all the struggles was getting to me. Like I still until today I still suffer with like PTSD and severe anxiety and depression and
Hmm.
like I mean I was still writing every now and then through all that, but like after I got out the military and everything, and I was seeing, I was on medication, and I was also required to seek therapy and everything like that. And I was going through many, many therapists, right? And it was just like I didn't know how to hold like a normal conversation. It was this one therapist I was seeing, and he was asking me these questions, and I was just like, I didn't know how to answer them, you know, and it was just we wasn't getting nowhere as usual with all the other therapists I had been seeing, and I got tired of it. I got sick of it, and so I just went home that night and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna write a poem and I'm gonna express all these feelings that I'm feeling inside." Just all of them. I don't care if it makes sense to him or not. I'm gonna make it. It's gonna make sense to me. I don't give a fuck what he thinks about it or if he can't interpret. Fuck it. It's gonna make sense to me. I'm gonna put it in a way that it'll make sense to me. And
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
I wrote this poem, and I went it was so weekly visits that I was having, and so the next week when I went in, I I said, okay, look, this is the poem that I have for you. This is the only way that I feel like I can communicate. And so he was like, okay, go ahead and read your poem then. And so after I finished reading in my poem, it was kind of like a stillness.
Hmm.
It felt like minutes. It was probably like a few seconds, but it felt like minutes went by. That was just like a pause. And he's like, you know, there's probably, well, I know that there's like a lot of people that feel the way that you feel.
Hmm.
And you if they heard what you just said, you could give a voice to those people that don't know how to express what what you just expressed as well. And I was like, I that kind of had got me to thinking, like, you know what? In a way, you're right. Because I felt so much better after I finished reading it. I felt ah, like
It felt like you were
The
saying your
poem was called Breathe, right?
yeah.
And it was like I could just breathe, literally like freaking breathe, because I got all this shit off my chest that I was trying to find a way to get out, that I was suffocating and I could not freaking breathe until I actually found the words to express to get off my freaking chest.
I got
And it was so perfectly freaking worded how to get out. And I was like, you know what? You in a way you're right. I don't doubt that there are a lot of people that probably can't voice how they feel in life, that uh that haven't found a way to voice how they feel and express themselves, and they're probably feeling suffocated. And I can't imagine feeling like that. It's like if I didn't have poetry, if I didn't know how to voice myself, it would feel like being stuck in like a vegetative state. How can you live like that? You know?
basically you finding poetry gave you your voice back, help you reclaim like power in your voice and make you feel whole again.
Yeah. I mean, I'd
So
be a
I,
fucking mute if
so
I didn't.
so I
I
have a
mean,
question then. Because poetry doesn't go anywhere, right? If since that's your gift and that's your form of release, then that's what it's gonna be. What made you start to hit the mic instead of just writing for therapy? I mean, I know you got the
well,
advice.
it was that moment right there. Whenever he whenever he said that a lot of people actually felt
How
that way.
long
It
was it
was
before
that
you
moment.
actually got over your jitters and were able to get on the mic and say? And then also, how did it feel the first time? What's the first spoken word that you did for release? And
It was that poem.
that was it. Okay. So we're gonna get off into breathe.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Breathe. Yeah, it was that. Cause I was like, man, you know what? And that was the day that I quit therapy, one-on-one therapy. Like I'll do like the only therapy that I'll do now is like family therapy, because I'm still trying to find ways to my son, he has like behavioral problems and stuff like that because he's like severely ADHD, and he's got like some sensory problems and stuff like that. And I'm still on medication for my PTSD, anxiety, and stuff like that. And I got like anger and patience problems and stuff like that. So I'm still trying to, anyway, yeah. So
You got
I'll,
it.
I'll do I'll do family therapy and stuff like that to try to work on better ways to communicate and have that family therapy with parents, because my husband's also a veteran as well. So and we got two kids, and so we'll do that family therapy. But as far as one-on-one therapy with me and another person, nah, I'd rather hit the stage and spit, yo. That's my therapy. That's my therapy all the
So
way. Just let me hit the stage and spit, yo.
yeah,
uh Let me see that here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. But yeah, as soon as after a while, I had hit after that session, I had hit a buddy up uh that was still with the open mic scene, and she invited me come out, and I was hooked. I did that piece on stage, and again I could breathe again, yo.
yeah.
Poem poems called Breathe. And from every
How,
moment
how
on, I always
how is it now? In Is it still a breath of fresh air? Because you're doing
it's
much
still
more. Because the conversation's changed. When we first met, this is the I'm gonna get in your ass real quick. All I want to do is spit. I ain't finna host no shows. I ain't finna do this. I ain't finna do all that. I just want to spit. I said, Maya, you're gonna be hosting shows. You're gonna be doing all this because once you get bit by the bug, you're gonna want to. I ain't trying to hear all that confessions. I ain't even trying to hear. I'm just gonna get on the stage, spit my shit, yo, and I'm
no,
gonna.
fuck that. I'm still not in person hosting. No,
It
I'm still
doesn't
not in
matter. What I'm
person hosting.
saying is the growth. The growth is by you reclaiming your voice and doing it the way that you choose to do your self expression has helped you with like it's opened up many opportunities that you didn't even see when you very first started. Hell, not even just that one, just like a year or so ago when me and you first started kicking it, you didn't even see yourself in that light, and now it's something that you visibly enjoy doing. I wish I had a bonnet to throw at your face right now sometime.
I still do, but it's still like that though. All I still do is just want to spit. All I
Yeah,
still
but
do is
you're
just want to spit.
actively doing you're actively doing more. You've hosted a couple shows with DCP, you have the online coaching, yeah,
CP.
you're hosting contests. I mean, come on, bro. Pat yourself on the back. I ain't gonna keep patting you on the back if you don't want to be patted on
No,
the back,
I got
man.
you. I see what you're talking about. You right. You right. You right. No, no, no. You right. You right. You right. You right.
It's
But
good. It's a good thing. It's a you have
it
it
is.
breathes. It's and also like every time we have these conversations, what I always say, my ain't there right now. I ain't in the mood to spit. What you always say, your ass go spit. So you see how it reflects back off. Now shit, I'm like, I yeah, just stop a little bit and I have to just spit a little poetry therapy. You know what I'm saying? It reflects. It does the job that it needs to do. So you have to take time within reclaiming it's a that self-empowerment. You pat yourself on the back for your accomplishments on how far that release has gotten your mental health, man. Yes, it
Yeah.
might be challenging dealing with the daily duties of a wife and a mother and this and that, but pat yourself on the damn back for how far you done came with your mental health, because who doing the
No,
work?
it does.
Who's
Yeah.
doing the work? Every time you write, you spit. You know what I'm saying? Something might happen here, there. Who is even? I'm not gonna go too far, but you know what I was finna
Yeah. I
say.
got
You know what I'm saying? And you be like, man, I'm finna just go. I'm finna go write about this shit. And you come back 10 minutes later, and I'm like, she crazy. And I'm glad she crazy because you know what I'm saying. So yeah,
I
we gonna
mean,
well let's
being crazy a gift sometimes.
this
So let's
too Looney Tune. No, let's go ahead. Let's get on
all right,
some
here it
breathe.
go. Here it
Get on
go. Here it
some
go. All right. All right. I feel like I can't breathe, like my skin is on fire, collapsing everything in me, choking me, provoking me to surrender and die. And I can't cry because the pain is too deep. The anger is too strong. I was too weak for too long. Nothing is fair. It's the same song everyone sings. You're powerless to a world that was designed for you to fail. You're kidding yourself if you believe that you create your own destiny. It's already written, but it's forbidden for you to interfere. I hate that fear keeps me from leaping each year. I don't want to be here. The skin is disgusting. It craves for your lust and trust that you're trusting is wrong. The confusion is right when it gives you the illusion you can fly with no fight. It's there for the choosing. You're losing a battle with spite on your own. The darkness succumbs to your comfort zone where you belong. You can't leave. I can't breathe. But I feel dead being alive, and I strive to feel free, resorting back to the habits that made me me. Drowning my sorrows on a raft with no savor. I'm running around tipping the ends of this crater, looking for a high to survive in his favor, numbing myself, crying out for a savior. Does he hear me? I'm trying. When everything in me is holding back and I'm dying. With the way that I talk, you'll believe that I'm lying when I coat these feelings I'm hiding. It's scary, this ride that I'm riding. This rage feels like toxic. I can't box it with logic. Can't swallow this burden. Can't scream to be heard or express how I'm hurting. It's not working. I'm not worth it to demand my appeal. What I feel is too great. I can't escape what's too real. I can't counter the guilt with the life that I built. Can't manage to alter, move forward and falter. Ignored and doctor. The blind eye to this monster is stronger than me. I can't breathe. The pressure to release and feel free and aiming to please. But you tease with hope and faith that I'll cope. My mind's out of range, but my heart's in your scope. And I keep telling myself I'm okay when I'm not. It's a lot. When my mind keeps on racing, I'm shaking my head, trying to keep with the pace and ducking and diving, try to bury my face. I've no clue what I'm doing like a child. And it's foul. These thoughts keep on brewing, spewing too quick for me to foul, and it never ends. Once I think that I'm done, it only soon just begins.
Man, you all right?
Yeah, 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 man.
You all right?
Yeah, like I didn't do like all the theatrics and shit. Whenever I was just
Let me tell you
whenever the
something.
first time that I
Even
read
though,
that to him, I
uh-huh.
was like, but like I was just reading it to him. Like the first
Even
time that I read it, I just read it to him, and he was just like,
right, because even though it's called breathe, so heavy. Like even though it's called breathe, it is so heavy. So like a whole couple times through it, I was like,
yeah, yeah. But in my body, whenever I was writing it, like even I was taking like breaths, and that's why I was this like that was the way that I was actually feeling because it was like so hard for me to breathe,
hmm hmm
and I was putting that in words because that's how I was literally feeling. It was like just suffocating, yo.
hmm
And it's like no matter all this shit that I've done, created this life, try to get my life in order, created this family, accomplished this. It's like no matter how much I tried, I still feel so suffocated by the other things that's done brought me down. And
hmm
like I'm just like struggling to get out of this, it's just like so suffocating,
No, I got you.
so
I got you. I got you. Most definitely. I got you. How was it releasing that? How was it releasing that? And do you channel that energy when you perform it again? Like,
I
is it
always do it whenever I perform this poem because I can feel it every time every time I read it, every time I feel the words, like even I just feel it, yo.
yeah,
Like I have to breathe whenever I say that, whenever I recite this poem. It makes me breathe.
yeah. I got you. I got you. I got you. Well, thank you for spitting and sharing, being vulnerable with us and sharing your experiences. on what you have any before I get off into my rambling. You have anything you want to say lastly about reclaiming yourself in your journey to poetry?
No, I mean, like I said, we talk about different paths and stuff like that. So, I mean, I asked the questions in our topics, would you, and if anybody's listening, uh you can think about it as well. Uh are you happy with the path that you've taken in life, Uh because I mean, it depends on all what you believe in. I mean, every decision that you've made in life, everything has happened for a reason. And I'm a type of person that I believe in a butterfly effect. So everything that has happened has led up to what you have now. So, like, there's a lot of things, that I regret in life, but at the same time,
Yeah,
like,
you gotta
you
change
know,
that mentality. No regrets.
yeah, yeah, but at the same, like, like I said, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that haunt me though. Like I said, I
I
got the
work on that.
PTSD, I got the anxiety and stuff like that. And there's been a lot of times where, I wish I could go back and do this and stuff, but at the same time, I don't though.
Yeah, but
Because
no,
when I do that, because if I do that, there's that one flutter of that butterfly effect, that if anything in my life has had ever have changed, I probably wouldn't have my two kids that I have now. And so that's what I think of whenever I have like my meltdowns, or man, I wish I would have done this in my life. Man, I wish no, Maya, no, no, no. Because if you would have done this, if you go back in time, if you had to go back in time and do this and do this and do this,
when
uh,
you reclaim something, you can't live in a state of regret.
yeah,
You know, to reclaim yourself back into self power means that you have reclaimed a sense of wholeness to where even though the shit happened, it just don't fucking matter because of where I am and who I am right now. Those situations, and this is just my outlook, those situations and those circumstances no longer define me. They're no longer important. They are lies because that's not what's happening in the present. Um, to kind of piggyback off of that for me, so we know by definition, welcome to confessional coaching.
let's go, let's go. We need some of
No,
that.
we know by definition to reclaim means to retrieve something that's lost, right? To bring it back to a good state, right? But for me, spiritually, reclaiming is very different. It's not about chasing what you left or trying to pick up the things, the old energy that was touched. I don't want my power back from anybody that took it because I don't want recycled power. I want to step off into something new, something that's so elevated that you can't even touch now. That's self-empowerment. That's what it means to reclaim, because if I lost something back then that I'm trying to retrieve and reclaim, only thing I need to reclaim is myself and my mental state off in this. You know what I'm saying? To bring my soul back to wholeness. You can have that. You can have whatever was lost or whatever I feel like I might have lost off in the past, or even the path that could have taken. Like you said, everything happens for a reason because everything is a choice. That mindset, it is a choice. You will get tired of saying I this. You have to learn how to reframe that. For me, it was simply saying I need to find out how to choose joy again. And that's just real. I need to find out how to find my laughter again. What makes me laugh? What makes me happy? This is how I begin to reclaim, not the recycled energy of what could have been. No, I don't. Again, I do not want that. Fresh start the right now. And the way that you do that, like I talk about briefly in my upcoming workshop, Reflection in the Mirror, is that when you wake up in the morning, you look up in the mirror, well, you present it with a lot. You're presented with the past, the present, and the future. It's time travel into existence, right? So how I am going to reclaim today, am I going to choose to exist in the past, the present, or the future? Let's say I choose the past. Well, what does that look like? Does that look like wrong turns that I've taken? Does that look like bad choices that I've made? Does that look like the things that people have done and said to hurt me? Is that what the past is? No. For me, at this point, I'm saying at this, I'm not talking about the beginning stage. I'm talking about when you've reclaimed and you reclaim. So for me, at this point in my life, it's like, okay, to step off into a reclaiming empowerment moment for myself, what would what would the inner child in me enjoy? Even though it may be in an adult decision, I want to choose from a child perspective, meaning what would make me happy about this choice, you know, and lean off into that. Maya asked a question off in the chat that it was something what's something that you're passionate about as a child that still lingers inside of you, you know, the thing that was your God-given gift, you know, um things that you have to do without asking for permission, you know. And for me again, it's not a thing, rather it's a mental state of just being me. Boom. That's it. No, nothing else in between. It's not poetry. It's not spoken word. It's not confessional coaching, because those are my actions that I'm doing to express me. Those are the things that I'm choosing to share, to express. Now everybody gets to share me. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a conceited thing. It's not a self-centered thing. It is a form of self-empowerment. That's how you reclaim your mindset from those past situations. But before you can even get to that, honestly, it takes time. It's not just, you know what I'm saying, smiles and butterflies like we always say. Of course, we know it. You spoke of the butterfly effect. Well, yeah, you know what's gonna happen if we keep thinking this certain way, right? But in our DNA, we're so programmed to think and keep going that certain way. But then when we reclaim, we also do what? We reflame. Um, I know I did a lot of mumbling, but at confessional coaching, reflaming starts with a confession, not a confession of shame, you know, but a confession of truth. This is how I was taught therapy in my expressive therapy session in therapy. Um you know how earlier you said that, you know, you went to therapy and it just wasn't for you. I like to choose both of the dynamics. Therapy is for me because I found the right. Emotional intelligence coaching is for me as well, because those are two different things. I have a therapist, I have a life coach, I have an emotional intelligence, and I have the art of poetry as well, where I can bring all of that together, put it on stage and talk about politics, talk about social injustice, talk about women's rights, talk about, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. So that's just basically after all
Yeah,
of
let me make sure I'm not knocking anybody for doing it. If I mean, a lot of one-on-one therapy is for a lot of people. I'm just saying, you know,
well,
just for
to
some
each his
people,
own.
it's I'm
Nobody's
not.
taking it away. It's to each his own. It's just saying
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
my choice, I choose both. I choose those mediums. So, actually, I'd like to just briefly share a bit of a spoken word that I did inside of a therapy session. It was about 2 years ago, and when I was asked, why are you here? What is it that you are reclaiming? And I started listing everything that everybody had took from me. And once I started listening, everything, I was like, I don't like that. This is how the conversation was, real conversation. I don't like that. I don't like the way it look. I don't like the way it sounds. And I don't like the energy that is giving off when I talk about it. Why can't it be this? Why can't it be people reciprocating my energy? Why can't it be this? And as I'm saying that, she just sitting back there smiling like a proud auntie. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, now you're stepping off into reclaiming every single thing that you feel like that you need to pick back up. She was like, so this is your assignment for next week. She was like, it's a journal entry. We're going to go over it. And she was like, I want you to just Put 5 minutes on the clock and just jot it down in your way, what it means to reclaim. And this is my spoken word. It's actually called I Confess, because confessions just be that's all she ever do. So it goes. Well, I confess. There was a time I forgot how to bloom. A time I thought my petals were gone for good, that the soil I stood in was too dry and too broken to hold me. But reclaiming is not reaching back for wilted stems. No, reclaiming is germination. It's the seed cracking open in the dark and choosing life even before it sees the sun. So I confess. I confess that I am the seed, I am the pressure and the soil. I am the storms. The storms, you see, they were never my ending, they were my beginning. And reclaiming is when the root says, I will not stop reaching for water. Reclaiming is when the stem whispers, I still remember how to rise and grow strong. It's when the bud says, I have the right to unfold with all of my power. So I reclaim my joy like sunlight, steady, warm, and unavoidable. I reclaim my peace like rain, falling softly, yet strong enough for me to grow. I reclaim myself like a flower in bloom, not the old petals that was plucked away, but with new seasons, with a new fragrance, and with a new me. That was it. I didn't have an ending to it, but that was the real journal entry from that session. When I
Yes.
release now how I've grown when I step into my reclaim, when I release and I do it as for poetry. That's why we know when me and you have these side conversations, we talk a lot. And I tell you, I'm like, Maya, I ain't going to this or I'm not doing that because right now I'm just releasing. That's my form of poetry. So now for me, how I maintain the things that I have reclaimed by stepping into my power is simply just when I write, since the topic is reclaiming and poetry therapy, if I'm brain dumping something negative, I burn that shit. Cause it's not, I don't, for me, I don't want nothing to come up and hunt me. Whatever could have been, should have been, I don't give a damn about it no more. I'm focused on the now. And so that I can look in the mirror at those other two main reflections that I have, the present and future, and say, right now, I have already reclaimed things from the past. I step off into the present moment and worry about what I can do in this present moment so I can make way for abundance in my future. So now when I write and I talk about reclaim or whatever the subject is, no matter how deep and dark it is, because when you write things down, well, the Bible is called a grimoire. It's literally a spell book of things and tools that you can use for growth. Once you write it down, you make things true. So I burn the old shit away and I affirm new things. Well, how would I like this situation to be? How would I like this family member to act? How would I like my love life to be? How would I? And I go off of that and I seal it because it is so. It is so. And then I drop it and I go because every flower has a season to bloom. You got to break the dirt. You got to plant the seed. You got to do the soil. You know what I'm saying? All that. So yeah, that's my definition on basically what it is to reclaim in my experiences with poetry involved.
I got you, man. See, I don't. You got because you got me over here overthinking and shit again. As always.
What we thinking? What we thinking?
Because I hear because I mean you're not the first one that I hear people talking about uh burning the negative stuff and trying to wash it away and stuff like that. uh Not basically trying to erase it and stuff like that. But I'm an anger poet, man. I feel like that
What
shit.
you claim to be, Maya, that's the energy that you're going to surround yourself
I
in.
know,
That you
but
really. That's why
it's just like
every time you already know how I roll. Every time we from the spit, I'll be like, hold on, let me burn my sage. Let me burn my hold on, let me burn my sage.
but see, at the same time though, after I write that shit, I feel better though.
Yeah, that's good. Release it. Nobody's
So
telling you not to release yours. Release it.
yeah, so
It's
it's
just
like
it's heavy and energy flows. So I know for me, I'm gonna write this shit. I'm gonna get it out of the way. But that's why me and you are salt and pepper. I'm not saying that's what you're transmuting. I'm saying for me, if you want to see my dark stuff, and I have to get off, for me, I don't want my mind to have to relive the shit that I done buried because I'm no longer there in a mental state. That's why I stopped doing poems about, deep, dark stuff. And if it does start off like that, it's gonna be a twist on something like to share because I'm not gonna ever label myself anything that's rooted in darkness because I don't want anything to mirror that back onto me in any type of way. Yes, heal, get it out, let people, this is just for me though. I'm not knocking anything you do. I'm just saying get it out, express it. But yes, there are angry people out here. There are sad people out here. But I'm more of I want to breathe up, not in the anger. I don't want to breathe in the sadness. I don't want to breathe in that shit. I want to be happy. I don't
like
do
because it's like because I don't I've never I can't think of. I mean, like I got my miscellaneous, like some of my miscellaneous poems that like I have fun with, like my '90s poems and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I can count on my hand, like I maybe got two like that,
Baby,
like my '90s poems.
you express your
like
poetry the
like
way
all
you
my
want
poems,
to
like
express
I
your
think
poetry.
like
Do
like
you?
I don't like I think the only reason I write poetry is to get like that side out.
Okay,
Like
so
I
question then.
know.
No, and be real. Don't, because it ain't about convincing me or the audience. It's about being real with yourself. Because I'm gonna ask you the question. After you done sit up there and release it, and then you're triggered in that same situation because it's gonna butterfly effect. You know what I'm saying? But the choice is how you're gonna choose to react when those situations come back up. How do you handle those situations with the poems that have created out of anger, have created out of sadness? Okay, now if you're doing it to release, now that you done release and something similar comes up to arise, how did that release affect the way that you're operating now? Because if you're going to be operating in the same way, then what did you release? If you're still angry every time something in that same nature triggers you, what did you release? I'm not saying you didn't release. I'm saying, what did you release that is beneficial to you for your growth? You just released that anger right then. Okay, how will that help you grow? Now you got to advance to the next step and the next step. And then it's like the motherfucking domino effect, not the fucking butterfly effect no more. Now, how you mentioned, and I'm not throwing darts. I'm just saying how you mentioned early, you was like, you got, this or that with your kid or this and that. Now it's a domino effect because the energy of anger isn't there. The energy of sadness isn't there. Now it's going to fall and ripple and fall in every part of your life that mirrors. I need to go. Go
Look,
ahead
man,
and choose a poem.
look, man. This is the process. This is the
No,
process with me.
I
Look,
got
you know the process
this
with
is
me.
they get to see this with
It's
us
a
all the
combination.
time,
It's a
man.
combination. It's a combination of pills, poetry, and spitting.
Emotion.
I love pills and poetry. The two pills, the two P's, pills and poetry, man.
Oh my god, that was good.
I got my two P's, pills and poetry.
My
It's a
mama.
combination. See, when I don't have to, You could tell I'm in a good space
Mhm.
actually when I haven't written a lot of poetry though, because I don't really write a lot of poetry whenever I am in a good headspace.
Are you gonna try it? I want to see what you're gonna come up with.
What are you talking about?
Like you said, you never really written poetry in a good headspace. Are you gonna try it?
To
You
write poetry in a good headspace?
yeah.
I can't think of shit to write. I can't write about like happy shit.
When we get off,
I can
when we
try
get off live, I'm gonna
to
send you some prompts, and I bet you gonna send it back to. I bet you gonna send it back to me.
like what, yo? Like
We
what?
did it before, Maya. You like literally forgetting like our first one that we did together. That wasn't angry. Then we got the women's
That's
poem.
what I'm talking about. I got like that's what I'm talking about. I got my miscellaneous
Okay,
poems that I can count on one hand.
I got
That's
you.
what I'm saying. That's what I said. I didn't forget those poems. I got my miscellaneous poems that I can count on one hand. But it's not. It's like miscellaneous poems. It's not like happy go lucky pieces, whatever. It's just like miscellaneous
Yeah,
poems. You
them
know.
poems.
It's just like
I poems like them like miscellaneous.
miscellaneous. My '90s piece, my
Them
Queen
ain't
piece,
miscellaneous. Them a great social injustice
my
event.
'90s.
No, never mind. We going. Let's get back on reclaim. We don't forgot we on live.
Hold on. We talking like we ain't even got an audience, man. Hold
We don't forgot we on live.
on.
You know, we don't pulled your whole portfolio out.
Anyway, so
We gonna reclaim this conversation. Oh man, but no. For anybody that tuned in, we hope y'all got a little bit, or will watch in the future. We hope y'all got a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of laugh, love. You know, a little bit of inspiration through our poetry. It'd be hard to bounce back after that, Mike.
see, always stirring off track and shit. Then you gonna got worked up and stuff and need to smoke. you,
I said, we're talking about some.
usually it's you. I don't
No,
know how I got you worked up.
no,
Shoot.
I'm good. I'm good. No, it wasn't worked up like that. It's just the energy of explaining. I have so much fire and passion behind it. So it's not like one of them, oh, my nerves bad, I need to know. It was one of them like, whoo, like it was like a fire, like a breath dragon fire type shit. Like
Yo, we like yin yang,
was
man.
yeah.
It's
Well, y'all, we have reclaimed today. No, in all seriousness, thank you guys for everybody for letting us be vulnerable on here. We do this every so often, you know what I'm saying? Just come on live and just, you know, strip out for a little bit with a topic in hand, spit a little bit, and then we be on our way quickly in, out, and on with our lives.
yeah, we try not to make it over an hour or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So
So thank you everybody for joining. Maya in the live. In the live.
all
Jeez.
right, we'll try to be back next month or something. Ain't no
Yeah,
promises.
no
Got to work out our schedules.
problem. See us when we see.
Have a good one. Bless.